I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up politics. Craig and Gillibrand reintroduced landmark bill to protect LGBTQ foster kids. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Out-Rep Angie Craig have reintroduced the John Lewis Every Child Deserves a Family Act, a sweeping federal bill designed to protect queer youth in foster care and LGBTQ+ parents who want to adopt. The bill would ban discrimination by any child welfare agency receiving federal funds and prohibit foster caretakers from placing queer youth in conversion therapy, which the legislation says is a form of discrimination that harms LGBTQ people. It also creates a national resource center focused on safety and placement stability for queer children and expands data collection to, quote, understand fully the extent and impact of discrimination and ensure accountability, end quote. According to the bill, LGBTQ youth are, quote, overrepresented in the foster care system by at least a factor of 2, end quote, making up at least 30% of those in care. They experience harassment, discrimination, violence, and poor treatment at far higher rates and are likely to attempt suicide. Craig, herself a queer adoptive parent, said, quote, as an LGBTQ+ adoptive parent, I have witnessed firsthand the widespread discrimination in our country's adoption and foster care system. No state should allow discrimination against LGBTQ foster children or adoptive parents, end quote. 15 states currently allow such discrimination. This marks the bill's 9th introduction. You know, it always shocks me how there haven't been enough laws on treating queer youth, not just in the foster care system, but in our education system and homeless queer youth. Because people forget, the groups that tend to do a lot of the foster care and serving homeless youth, a lot of them are religious. And some people think, isn't that wonderful? The problem is a lot of religious institutions like to discriminate, which I don't understand, because it's mostly the Christians that do this. And I'm like, I'm not a scholar on Jesus, but he never told people not to hang out with him. He's like, everyone come hang out with me. So, what's going on? So I'm just glad to see this sort of bill move forward.
And I'm glad it's because these are a lot of youth that are going to be at risk. They're already at risk by being LGBTQ+. And then they're also at risk because now they're also in the foster system. So we don't know their stories with backgrounds of abuse, being tossed out of the house, or just, leaving on their own. But once they're in the system, they're stuck in the system, and you need responsible, caring adults to make sure these youth are taken care of correctly and given good homes, education, and care. So that's hopefully what this will do.
Let's hope so. I have to be honest, with the current Congress, I don't think it's likely that this passes, but you know what? There's hope sometimes.